It says 6:30.
You're right.
Okay, welcome everyone to our Planning Commission meeting for January the 10th, 2023. We're glad that you're here. If anyone has come to this meeting and wants to make a comment or has something they'd like to share with us, you're welcome at this time to step up to the microphone and state your name and your place of residence. And we don't have that, so we'll go on. All the planning commissioners are here that we have at this present time. And we have a special, well, presentations and reports. We have a special recognition that we'd like to make at this time. Mr. Eggett?
You'd like me to do it, huh?
Yes, you'll do a better job.
I don't script these things, so we'll see how this goes. I might say something that,
Okay.
No, I'd like to take this opportunity on behalf of the mayor and the city to recognize former Commissioner Rob Wingfield. He's been with us for, has it been 7 years? That long?
19 years.
8 years? Yeah. I thought it was maybe 7 or 8. Basically 2 terms and change, pretty much, right? So we're happy to have him here with us. Unfortunately, you've all heard the news by now. He's moved out of the community, but we'd like to acknowledge all the hard work he's done. And he's been a chair and a vice chair and back and forth a couple of times, and always on time and even early to come in and ask questions and review the materials. And it's always been something I've noticed that I think is a good sign of diligence. I'm not saying you have to do it, but because everybody's different, of course. That's not what I'm saying. But I always appreciated that about Rob as a commissioner, that he took it seriously and came in and took extra time. There are even times where I've seen in other cities council members and commissioners who don't even come on time and ready to talk about things until the very minute they're talking about. They don't quite know what they're talking about. So I appreciate the preparation and planning that he puts into it. And I'm sure he's even glanced at it a little bit before, even with his busy schedule. And he just comes prepared to know and knows the material. So I do appreciate that. And I know Mayor Mitchell felt saddened, obviously, by the situation and tried to help where he could. But we're happy that you've landed in a place that takes care of your needs and your family. And we hope that you'll have some opportunities to serve in whatever community you stay in, land your feet in. And just again, on behalf of the city and staff, we appreciate everything you've done for it. And to that point, I think Michelle has it. Do you have it, Michelle? Has something we'd like to provide to you in recognition and show appreciation. And maybe I can put you on the spot, Rob, and maybe have you share a couple things if you'd like.
Really shy.
That's been noticed throughout the time working with you.
So 3 of you I have served with since the beginning. Kathy, Mike, and Blair, of course. Been great serving with all of you guys and everybody else. Amy, I've known you for a minute or 2. You've definitely helped me out. Thank you so much. And I haven't served with you guys a long time, but it's been great. Thank you so much. And I just wish you all luck. Like you were saying earlier, 9,600 residents. Riverdale is just getting huge. Yeah. There can be skyscrapers here soon, right?
Well,
but
yeah.
Thanks everybody. And kind of what you said, I'm already trying to serve with Harrisville and or North Ogden right now. So I'm like right at the annexation line. Oh. So we'll see where I'm at in March. But thanks everybody. And y'all have a good night.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you so much, Rob.
Good day, guys.
See you later.
Okay, we can go on to presentation and reports. Mr. Eggett?
Yeah, I'll keep this one a little quicker than in the work session, just so we can get it on the record. Chick-fil-A is a little bit delayed with their remodel or I guess you'd say, re-grand opening of their site. We're hopeful maybe month and change. Kind of just depends on when they get some things they need to install. J-Dogs is coming along. We feel like they could be open here pretty quick again, month-ish or so. It's kind of hard to know with some of these businesses with some of the challenges they're having to get product they need, but as far as finishing their building. But the Cheddar site is moving along well. Feels like that will be sometime open in the spring. And then the Generator Super Center just recently opened. We issued a business license for them, so they are open for business if you'd like to get a generator. And we are having some delays with home goods, but they're anxious to get open. So we'll keep you updated as that moves forward. And then the final one was Buckle is likely to be the next one to open in our community. So we'll let you know when that opens up. In case you have any clothing needs or individuals in your family who do have clothing needs they'd like to explore. So that's it. That's what I have.
Is it B-A-C-K?
Oh, and then legislative session, like we talked about in work session, will start up next week. So, yay, legislative session.
Okay, consent items. Does anybody have anything they'd like to say? If not,
Make a motion, we approve the consent items.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
And that's unanimous. Thank you so much. Action items, Mr. Eggett?
Do you want to go ahead and read the title?
Oh, yes. Let's put the glasses back on. Consideration of conditional use permit request for a proposed internal accessory dwelling unit, IADU, use located in the agriculture A1 zone at approximately 1459 West Ritter Drive, Riverdale, Utah, 84405, as requested by Matt White.
Thank you. I'll take over from here now.
Thank you.
So following the executive summary, Matt White is present tonight. If you have any other questions for him regarding what's been submitted in the packet, the request is for a home at 1459 West Ritter Drive in the agriculture A1 zone as noted. The desire is for him to be able to rent out a portion of the home, in this case the basement, to another individual or family, which is well within the parameters of what is allowed by 10-14-14 of our code. The request, or your role in this case would be a decision-making request or approval request of the conditional use permit, and you have the standards for that request found there under the ordinance guidelines. We have, as staff discussed with Mr. White, the building details and the building plan as it relates to an IADU use, and everything from the city's or staff's perspective seems to be checked and marked accordingly on the plans to meet the requirements. So we don't have any concerns from that perspective. The general plan guidance is residential low density for what it's worth. As you look at the staff comments, there are no comments from the police or fire department relative to the request, and I have no concerns on behalf of the community development department and the building or the building official. So you'll see the permit thereafter, the fee's been paid, and then you'll see the building plans and the location thereafter. If you have some questions about aerial, you can kind of see where the parking fits, and you'll see from that aerial image how there's a lower kind of parking area and then one that kind of wraps around it up and a little higher that gives access. So it accommodates multiple parking spots on site. If you have any questions about that, otherwise the building plans are there. You can see that there is that secondary access on the downstairs floor plan in the corner. There's a door there that goes outside. You can see some of the windows and the access or the egress locations relative to the bedrooms. So with that, that's really all there is to add to that, and I would defer to the Planning Commission if you have any additional questions for Mr. White or for me.
Mr. White, would you like to come forward to the microphone?
I would love to.
And you can state your place of residence.
1459 West Ritter Drive.
Very good, thank you. Anybody have any questions for Mr. White?
You're going to live in the top portion? Is that
I live
correct?
upstairs.
Okay. And it looks like you have laundry up and down both, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
The only question I have is, this is kind of like a duplex. I mean,
Is up
an
and
apartment's upstairs, apartment's downstairs. Most of them don't have access to the apartment downstairs. And this here shows you still have the staircase going up and down. Is that a reason for that, or is that?
Currently it does. When it's finished, it won't.
Oh, okay.
You're
So
taking the stairs out?
so to be able to contact, for you to get hold of the people in the bottom, you'll have to go out and around and up down.
Yes.
Because it shows the stairs in here.
Yeah. The final rendition shouldn't have the stairs in it.
Okay. That's all I needed to know. Thank you. Sounds good.
Anybody else? You can have a seat. Thank you.
Pleasure being
And
here.
a motion would be in order, maybe?
What did I say?
I'll make the motion that we approve the consideration for the conditional use permit request for proposed internal accessory dwelling unit use located in the agricultural A1 zone at approximately 1459 West Ritter Drive, Riverdale, Utah 84405, as requested by Matt White.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Would you do a roll
Let's have
call on this
Michelle.
one?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Poll the commission, please.
Aye.
Aye.
Commissioner Anderson,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Spires,
Aye.
Commissioner Herman.
Aye.
And the voting has been unanimous. Thank you so much.
Enjoy the rest of the meeting.
That's why you enjoy the rest of your night. Thanks, Matt.
Thank you. You guys have a good night.
Okay, we have a public hearing. Do we need to open the public hearing?
Yes.
Yeah, I would, yeah,
And
just,
then we need a motion to
Make a
open the
motion that
public-
we open the public hearing.
Second.
to receive and consider comments regarding the proposed amendment, updates, and corrections to the moderate income housing plan element of Riverdale City General Plan to meet the new requirements of the moderate income housing plan element in compliance and direction from House Bill 462. And so our public hearing is open.
not yet.
Not yet.
Oh,
Get a vote for the motion. You had a motion in a second, but you need to vote.
all in favor, say
Aye.
aye. Do we have to poll the commission for that one?
No.
Okay. Voting is unanimous.
Make a motion that we close the public hearing.
Second.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Do we need to poll the commission on that one?
No.
Okay.
She's still learning.
And I think we're ready for consideration to forward a recommendation to the city council regarding the proposed amended updates and corrections to the moderate income housing plan element of Riverdale City General Plan to meet the new requirements of the moderate income housing plan element in compliance with direction from House Bill 462. Yeah, did you want to? Thank you.
Just as a quick follow-up, we talked about a lot at the last meeting, so if there are any interest from any parties who will view this hereafter or listen, they can clearly look at the planning commission meeting from the last meeting to get more insight into what this discussion is about. But the only thing I will note is that we did receive basically thumbs up approval from the State Department of Housing. It's Moderate Income Housing Program Manager, Alyssa Gamble, who is overseeing the program for the Department of Workforce Services by the state leadership's guidance. And so that support, after a lot of effort to get that support, is very valuable, especially how a lot of cities are still grappling with this, and we appreciate that confirmation. So with that confirmation, we as staff feel good with what's in the packet as meeting that requirement. We've corrected all the issues that existed prior, and we anticipate, should this move forward with a recommendation from Planning Commission, that this will be hopefully on the next council meeting on the 17th to finalize this storyline, get it officially in place, send it to the state, and be done with the current version of this, with the understanding that there will be annual reporting thereafter that we have to do, showing how we're progressing or not progressing with each of the noted strategies. So I just want to kind of make that clear now on the record, so, in the event anybody is wondering what this is all about and how it works. That being said, we'll see how the next 5 years goes, and if our strategies are working, and how the city develops in meeting that requirement. That's it. That's all I have to say. Oh, and I will note that all the general plan, I didn't say this earlier, but all the public hearing requirements that were required for tonight's meeting were met and accomplished prior to this meeting. So we have met state statute in that aspect. Thank you.
Thank you. Comment or a motion?
I'd like to make a motion that we forward to the city council a positive recommendation regarding proposed amended updates and corrections to the moderate income housing plan element of the Riverdale City General Plan to meet new requirements of the moderate income housing plan element in compliance with direction from House Bill 462.
Second. Sorry, Laura.
Go ahead.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Michelle, would you poll the commissioners, please?
Commissioner Herman,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Anderson,
Aye.
Commissioner Spires,
Aye.
Commissioner Eskelson,
Aye.
Commissioner Knight.
Aye.
Okay, that is unanimous. Any comments from the planning commission or the city staff?
Make
I
a motion,
do.
we adjourn. Oh, never mind.
Sorry. I would like to, for the record, commend Mr. Eggett for his efforts in meeting the requirements for this House Bill 482 for the moderate income housing plan. A lot of effort and a lot of work, and so I'd like to commend him for all of his due diligence in making sure that this was met.
I agree.
I think we all agree, and we really appreciate you, Mike. You do.
Tell you, like, it consumed him for like 2 weeks. He dreamed about it.
Probably nightmares.
I told Michelle, and hopefully I'll say this carefully, but I told Michelle if they want me to report, I'll be sure to report very well and very fully in my reporting. Let's just put it that way. You take from that what you want, but that's how I did my report. So
Good job.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Great job.
you.
Appreciate
Did
all
we
you
get a
do.
motion and a second to adjourn?
No, I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous.
You don't need to pull that.
Okay.
Okay.